what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at Porsche Clearwater, of course, in Clearwater, Florida. And guess what? We have the new redesign of a vehicle that Porsche has been producing for a few years now. It's this vehicle right here. This is it. This is your all-new redesigned third generation of the 2024 Porsche Panamera. But before we get into this first four-door Porsche sedan, let's talk about what's going on here. It goes back to 2009. Even my mind was blown when Porsche came out with the Panamera. I quite did not understand it. Why did Porsche have to add another set of doors? Now, what's fascinating is that if you look at their lineup, today they really have something for everybody. And the Panamera makes sense, especially when you look at the other luxury car competition that is coming to the table from BMW, from Mercedes-AMG, from Audi, so on and so forth. Now with the Panamera, going back to 2009, being that four-door sedan, it kept the Porsche look, but it brought more usability, more daily usability, and of course more room. Now Porsche, being Porsche, loves to do the evolution of each of their models rather than a revolution. So there's some big changes, but guess what? It still looks like a Porsche, which is a very good thing. So what I want to find out is if you're looking for the best new luxury sports sedan, is the new Panamera the way to go? Let's go ahead. Let's dive into our Montenegro blue. That's the name of this color. Beautiful freaking color on this Panamera and find out. Right off the bat, like I said, the overall dimensions quite similar to the previous gens. Where you're gonna see the differences right off the bat is up front. So we're gonna have an all new headlight housing design, different shape. You'll notice inside we have a quadrant of LED daytime running lamps and LED projector beam headlights. Of course, working our way down, full functionality in the corner vents. You can literally see the massive heat exchangers. Love the way you have your LED lighting, nice vertical stack, and the way that they went flat black with these areas of these horizontal splitters here really kind of plays well rather than it being all gloss black. Now, as we come across this center nose area, this is another big change. You'll see that we have a raised nose that brings air right underneath it, some body color, and then more functional venting on the bottom. Now the shutters are closed. There's active shutters right now, they're closed, but those will open up. Of course, you're gonna have a forward-facing camera and your color match splitter. Like I said, that Montenegro blue, but definitely really digging the style of the redesign over the previous gens. I think it makes it look more aggressive. Let me know how you feel about it in the comment section. Now, as we rise up, you got that Porsche crest, all of that history in one badge, and then simple, clean lines. The body lines come up on the new nose, into the new hood. You can see just how it drapes down into the fenders. And then as we come around the bend, if we have a new design, we also have new wheels. So what you're gonna find, these are optional wheels, machined aluminum, V-spoke all the way around, with the gunmetal metallic gray finish. And if you're wondering what's the size of this wheel, 21-inch wheel up front. The rotors are slotted to help, and you can actually see those little diagonal marks there? That's actually there to help with brake cooling. We have a nice large Brembo caliper, Porsche script on it. And then new for 2024 is you have dual stage air suspension and dual stage active suspension on this vehicle. And then of course you could option it up 20 different ways from Sunday, but let me know how you feel about the style of wheel. Tires up front are 275 on the width, 35 series sidewall, and I don't know, this color really is beautiful in the Florida sun. Now as we come down the side, you'll notice that we do have our functional venting, and I'm gonna have Steven kind of swing around and show that, just like what you would find on a Taycan. And then the way that you have the indentations in the door where that fender venting comes into the front doors just looks great. Now you're gonna have color matched on the mirror caps on this one, 360-degree cameras. You'll notice the large corner windows right here on our side doors. You're gonna get your panoramic glass roof, which is really nice to have that spec, and then gloss black on all the trim. And when you open up the door, you'll notice how it's not a frameless door the way that they have around the windows. So you actually have the frame comes with it, and then of course, watch this, you have soft close. So you close it, and then it cinches the door down. That's a nice touch. Working our way towards the rear, that sleek Sportback design. Love the way they shape everything with that nice flared out fender. And then working our way down out rear, you also have 21-inch wheels with the Brembo calipers. Tires are gonna be a little bit wider, which is nice. So out back, you actually have 325 on the width, which is kind of crazy for that kind of tire on this Panamera. And then swinging around back, what do we got going on? You have your nice Sportback design. This, of course, is gonna lift up, but you have your active spoiler that lifts up. The Porsche name, all the LED lighting. This is all redesigned for 2024. The panorama script, really, really nicely done. And then I love a good looking exhaust, and boy, did they did it so nicely done. The aluminum style slash cut quad tip exhaust on both sides, and the Panamera name in the black really just sets off the rear of this vehicle. But why don't we pop the hood and see what the heck is powering our all new Porsche Panamera. All right, guys, we got the big hood popped open. You do have hood struts to hold it open. Underneath the hood, this is your entry-level Panamera. What do you get? As it says on the tasteful engine cover, a V6, twin-turbo V6. I like the way it has that beefy strut top mount to brace everything up front, stiffen it up. You can see how they actually tie in all four corners of the engine compartment. You do have, you can see your air ride suspension and your active suspension as well. So it's a dual suspension system. What do we have though? 2.9 liter twin turbo V6 pumping out 348 horsepower, 368 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to an 8-speed PDK, and this is rear-wheel drive. 0 to 60 in about 4.8 seconds. Top speed around 168 miles an hour. The vehicle weighs 4,400 pounds. MPGs 20 in the city, 24 on the highway. So nice to see. You have such a good foundation to start on with your base Panamera. Obviously, you could go 4S if you want all-wheel drive, and then you could also step up to a twin-turbo V8 model. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire up the Panamera that we have that's new for 2024 and hear what it sounds like. All right, guys, we are inside this 2024 Porsche Panamera, this being the entry-level Panamera. There's other ways you could trim it out and spec it out. Now, if you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I want a new luxury sedan, a sports sedan. I've always liked Porsches. Those have always been my toys on the weekend, but I would like to daily drive a Porsche and do the things that I need to do on a daily basis. How much is this new Panamera? This one, the way that it's spec'd with the color and everything else, you're looking at an MSRP of $125,000. Let's see what changes are in store for 2024. To the door panels. I love the leather colors, the dark leather up top with the white contrast stitching. Then you have that off-white leather with the stitching as well. What I don't like is the amount of gloss black. Definitely gonna zonk all that gloss black. You do have 3 memory seat settings, which are nice for the passenger. Armrest, black leather with the white contrast stitching. Door pocket is large enough to where you could easily get 5 New York style bagels in there with a perfect cream cheese schmear. Now going from the door panel to the dash, not digging all of the gloss black. Now the good news is you can get a 10.25-inch infotainment system screen for the passenger. This one does not have it. It has a lot of gloss black, But as you slide on in, there is your infotainment system. Nice, large 12.6-inch infotainment system screen. It's got all the usual things you could change, your drive modes, your shut off to start stop. You could extend the spoiler. And of course, you got wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, all the different apps. Let me throw it into reverse. Cameras are as clear as day. Nice trajectory. And I love the way the camera moves with the steering wheel. And I'm shaking the camera right now. That's how good it moves. There's our 360. You just tap, 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 tap-a-roo. Just like Chubbs used to tell us when we're playing golf. And you could get your different camera angles very easy. Now, one thing I want to point out, this is where your shifter placement is for that 8-speed PDK transmission. I'm going to put it back into park. The AC vents don't have manual controls anymore, so it's like the Taycan. So what you have to do is you have to go into air conditioning, and now you're able to move it. This, to me, is a pain in the you-know-what, the ASS. So not my favorite, but hey, that's what Porsche wants to do, so Porsche's going to have it that way. Working our way down, we have your AC controls, dual climate, 3 stages of ventilated seats, 3 stages of heated seats. Turn on the recirculation. You got a real volume knob. The problem is, look at all this gloss black. Jeez Louise. You're going to have to be careful on the fingerprints here. I do like the way they have this aluminum style trim. Open this door. What do we have? Wireless charging, USB-Cs, 2 cup holders. I'm going to close it back up. Open this up. You got a place where you could put a pickle in a bag from your favorite convenience store. And you have a place to keep the class rings of all those girls that you dated back in high school. I know your significant other's not supposed to find them. This would be a good place to keep them. And the felt lining will make sure that those rings don't get scratched. And there's a 12-volt. Seats, love the leather, the stitching, smooth bolstering. Of course, full electric assist for the passenger. Full electric assist for the driver. And then we have that split panoramic sunroof action on here with the power shade, where you actually have a sunroof for up front and a sunroof for in the back. Obviously, the one in the back does not open. That one is sealed shut. But why don't you get your butt over here? I want to show you behind the Porsche wheel in this all-new Panamera. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. You do get 3 memory seat settings for the driver's side. There's your aluminum sill plate with the Panamera name. Pedal box has a nice aluminum brake pedal and throttle. Decent sized dead pedal. You have all your seat controls. Easy to adjust. Get it perfect to your body type. I'm 6 feet tall, and I don't know how Porsche does it, but they carve plenty of room on their interiors. Steering wheel looks like it's right out of a GT3 Porsche 911. I mean, look at the way you have your drive mode selector switch, your thumb controls, everything's flat black. You have metal paddles behind the wheel to go up and down your 8-speed PDK transmission. They did replace the key with a start-stop button. I don't know how I feel about that. It kind of goes against the grain of what Porsche's about, but at least it is on the left side of the steering wheel where all the Porsches are supposed to have it. And then you have that nice large digital display. Great looking tack in the center. Important information flanking it, a G meter. You could go into your different modes, sport and normal. And the graphics are real clear. No head-up display on this spec, but you can option it in, of course. But why don't we get into the back seat to see what your passengers are going to experience in this new Panamera. All right, guys, back seat time. And before you just jump in, I want to show you, I like the way they put some AC vents that are manual control on the actual frame. Sitting here, 6 feet tall, like I said, even with that slope roof design, that sexy slope roof design, it feels fantastic in here. I'm not even close to the freaking headliner. Backs of the seats, the beautiful stitching, the leather. You do have these pesky cargo nets. I'd rather than put nothing, but you could put at least a 1 pound bag of Twizzlers in that. That's about it. But you'll notice all the new leather, the stitching. You got the same freaking annoying AC controls that you have to go into the system. But check out our screen here. First of all, you got 2 USB-Cs, a place for some Jolly Ranchers, some of that aluminum style material. You could be the ultimate backseat driver because watch this. You pull up cockpit. It actually gives you the speed of the vehicle, the G's, which way you're heading. You got 3 stages of heated seats. And you have your dual climate control that you could adjust. And then of course, this is how you direct the vents. You got to do it this way. So that's how you do it. And then of course, we're back to home. I could pull up the weather. I could get into legal things, but I don't feel like getting into that kind of stuff. That's too hot and heavy. But you could actually set up the balance for the seat comfort. So all nice, even pull up the navigation. You know, you always get that backseat driver. Well, are we almost there yet? Are we almost there yet? Yeah, check out the freaking navigation. I got it back there for you. But sitting back here, actually feels pretty good. What does this do? Does this do anything? Ooh, look at that. 2 cup holders and a place for, I would say, 6 Tootsie Rolls. And then to close it up, you just go like that. That's kind of neat. I just wish it wasn't gloss black. And then this, ooh, look at that. Center armrest. It's sort of like they took a rock or a plank of wood and wrapped it in leather. Not very soft, but you could put your 1-pound bag of Skittles in here. And I know now they have Skittles gummies. Why in the hell do we need Skittles gummies that are gummies? If you want gummies, eat gummies. If you want Skittles, eat Skittles. Why do we need to combine everything? What the hell's going on with this world? But anyways, the space, the layout, really, really nicely done. Just not in love with the AC vents. But let's get in that cargo area because I want to see how this new Panamera drives. All right, guys, cargo area time. Hit the button. Nice electric assist. That sport back lifts up. And this is where you're going to be spoiled with room. There's some luxury SUVs that don't have as much cargo space as this Panamera. You're basically looking at, with the rear seats up, 17 cubic feet of space. Fold the rear seats down, it's 47 cubic feet of space, and the seats do a perfect 50-50 split. I like how low the cargo floor is, and I know one thing that people want me to show. Is there a spare? No, you do not get a spare. You get a can of flat fix and an electric air compressor. But you do have a nice, this is actually a cool place to put some boxes of Twinkies, 5 boxes of Twinkies right there, and it feels nice and cool, so I like the way it's got that all-weather protection. But why don't we go ahead, it's about that time. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go see how this new Panamera drives. All right, guys, we are leaving Porsche Clearwater. We're inside this 2024 Porsche Panamera. And it's nice. This is going to be the first, obviously, of many reviews with the Panamera because I want to show all the different ways that you could spec it. This being the base entry level, and it's hard to say base in any Porsche, but this being the entry level Panamera, just rear wheel drive with the twin turbo V6, it shows just how good of a foundation the new Panamera is. The way the digital display is, nice and large, getting to the infotainment system well within reach, and you know, it makes sense. Like all the graphics, the fonts, the colors are just really, really nicely done in this new Panamera. Visibility is great, out the front, out the back. I love the way you see the peak fenders and just that great looking hood. I mean, there's just so much history in the shape of any Porsche that the Panamera is able to carry a lot of that great style in its overall tradition since 2009. But why don't we go ahead, let's go on throttle. On throttle, here we go. 8-speed drops down and we're off and running. Really, really hugs the road super well. Of course, like I said, you have that 2-valve air ride suspension with the 2-valve active dampers all 4 corners. So that really is going to give you not only a comfortable ride, but also a sporty one as well. When it comes to cornering, there's very minimal body roll, and that's the thing. And I think that's one of the things to really kind of stress here is that even though this has the twin turbo V6, you do have less weight off the front of the vehicle. So when you're going into those turns, it actually really, really handles well because you don't have a lot of weight hanging off the front of the car. Something else to think about. Getting to everything is well within reach. And then it's just going to take a little bit of practice. If you hit climate menu here, it just takes some practice to get used to directing the air vents where you want them. But the steering wheel, like I said, just like any other Porsche, is just spot on the money with the leather, the controls. You got the metal paddles on the back of the wheel. I mean, it really shows the quality in what they're bringing for this price point. The one thing, like I said, it's just a lot of gloss black on the center console. But the seats are supportive. They're comfy. You do have ventilated seats, 3 stages of them. And then the room in the back was very substantial for your passengers back there. So very, very impressed with what they were able to do. I'm actually going to hit the shifter again. That's going to put it into manual shift mode. And then I'll be able to shift manually with the gearbox. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Oh, here we go. Really has a nice, smooth power delivery. That's the thing to remember, is that with the twin turbos on this V6, you're not waiting for the boost to come in, and it's giving you a nice linear torque delivery, which you're going to appreciate as you're driving this vehicle day in and day out. Brakes feel phenomenal, as they should. And you also have your active rear spoiler, which pops up when you're at speed. But all the materials in here, really nice, and just very well laid out. I want to get out onto the highway and just show the level of comfort and control that you get when you go Porsche Panamera over the competition. I think that's something that some people fail to remember, is you're going to get all that great handling dynamic, but you're also going to get highway cruising dynamic. And even with the V6 twin turbo, you still have plenty of power. And if you need more, trust me, Porsche has you covered. You can get more as well. I mean, even twin turbo V8, so they got you covered there. You have all your safety features, blind spot monitoring, lane keep assist, emergency brake assist, all those goodies. But just the suspension does a good job of having the comfort, but not being soft and mushy like a bowl of pudding. I don't feel like I'm sitting in a bowl of pudding, which is good. You don't want that in any Porsche. Even a Porsche bed, I wouldn't want it to be soft like pudding. But very little wind noise, not a whole lot road noise. And just the steering, it feels so connected to your brain. Into this bend. Here we go. Look at this. Look at the grip. No body roll. You ready? On throttle. Here we go. Fast shifts. Very precise shifts. Whether you're going up the gearbox or down the gearbox. And then the seats hold you in nicely. Just enough to make you feel like you're not going to slide around like you're in a bathtub. But so smooth. That's what's so crazy about this thing. It is freaking smooth. Look at this. The handling. But I'm hoping that this has been a good overall review of the new Porsche Panamera and everything that you get on the inside. We're gonna get back to Porsche Clearwater and wrap this one up. So I will see you in a split second. All right, guys, been another great day here at Porsche Clearwater. Definitely want to thank Larry and the rest of the crew getting us a redesigned 2024 Panamera. Let me know what you think. Has Porsche made the right evolutionary changes to make this that sports sedan, that luxury sports sedan that you would be buying with your hard-earned money? Let me know down in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit the subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raise Rights family. Got to give it up to the Flood man. He's bringing the camera skills. He's bringing the sweat on his brow, and he's also bringing the muscles that he calls arms. He actually has permits for him, because if you ever want to see the gun show, go to Stephen Flood on S Flood Photo on Instagram. But thank you, Stephen, for all that you do. Try not to get too swole. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.